people suggest that caffeine is in fact a diuretic, especially because we drink a lot of coffee. Apparently this is meant to interrupt our fluid balance, and obviously fluid balance is really important for health, especially in older populations. So if you don't consume enough fluid, or you consume too many diuretics, this can skew fluid balance. Some sporting teams have even gone so far as to ban alcoholic beverages and caffeine on their sporting trips, which would be crap, in my opinion. Who doesn't want to have a coffee in the morning and a bev in the arvo? Basically, a lot of these claims lack evidence, and a lot of the evidence is contradictory at best. And when we look and really delve deep, caffeine, especially when you drink it from normal drinks that you usually would drink it from, isn't really a diuretic. A lot of the studies that test whether caffeine is a diuretic test caffeine and not coffee. So when you drink coffee, you drink caffeine and a bunch of other stuff. You don't just drink caffeine. It's not like liquid caffeine. There's a bunch of other crap in it too. Plus, there's usually around 250 to 300 ml of water or milk. Some of the other studies even employ a fluid and dietary restriction to begin with. So obviously limiting the amount of food you consume and limiting the amount of water consumed is going to play around with your fluid balance. So another problem with a bunch of these studies and where people draw these conclusions from is that some of the studies even test a decaf brand against a caffeinated coffee, and this would be inappropriate because, as mentioned previously, you're not just drinking caffeine, you drink coffee, which is an abundance of other stuff, and caffeine happens to be in it. Not having caffeine for a very long time and then having caffeine again also tends to interfere with the results, and body mass also makes a major difference. When studies look at 100 ml differences between groups, there tends to be no difference. So if a study has a group that consumes 300 ml and then a study has another group that consumes 400 ml, results are pretty much the same in terms of fluid balance. Another confounding factor would be exercise, which actually stimulates what's called ADH, antidiuretic hormone. This is important to mention. Caffeine has slimed its way, well, not slime because it's not really slime, but whatever. Caffeine has made its way into fitness culture and is quite popular. And another reason it's important too is because ADH, antidiuretic hormone, tends to reserve your urine output. Importantly, the caffeinated diuretic effect that most people claim to exist doesn't really concern people unless they're consuming way over 250 milligrams a day. If you're consuming more like 4, 5, even 600 milligrams a day, like once, and then you never drink coffee like for the next week or two, then there will be a diuretic effect. But if you habitually, he's a habitual line step, consume caffeinated beverages, then there probably isn't going to be a significant diuretic effect. So I conclude that commonly consumed caffeinated beverages, that is such a tongue twister at the 8th take. Commonly consumed caffeinated beverages wouldn't have a significant diuretic effect. If you're so worried about this potential diuretic effect, drink more water. And it's also important to mention that you usually drink caffeine in coffee or tea, which doesn't have a significant amount of caffeine with reference to the literature in it, and you do consume it with water a large majority of the time, or even if you consume it with milk, as mentioned previously, milk, a large component of milk is of course fluid, and that contributes to your fluid intake for the day. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, give it a like, share, subscribe, and do all that YouTube stuff. If you didn't like it, I don't care. Well, I do, so leave some suggestions down in the comments. So yes, let's finish it there. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.